Hi guys, welcome to the stream tonight as we're down in St. Petersburg and we're going to be doing a return flight back to Helsinki. So with TUI Fly and we're going with the 737-800 ZiboMod, going with flight level 250, and we're going to be leaving out today as we depart out of runway 28 right, and we'll be arriving in for runway 04 right down for Helsinki, but we'll be coming in for the ILS. So let's get into the cockpit and start up, and don't forget to like and subscribe guys, helps get to that 2k subscriber goal, and now we can get the aircraft all ready for our departure. So we're in the 737-800 now, so we've got the battery on and guarded, the standby power is guarded, and our ground power is on. We've also got our panel lights, so we'll get the emergency lights in, and we can now get the chimes with the fasten seatbelts in. The engine starts to normal, we get the packs with the trim air which are on, and we get the window heat all on as well. We'll go overhead now and get the IRSs aligned. We can put that to position, which will show us that it will be done in 1 minute, as we've got the quick align on, which is set. And test our flap setting, we can test the flight data recorder, which is all set. That would have gone out, but it's a bit too dark, so I'll put the dome on. There we go. So we'll test the flight data recorder, which is all set and done. And go over to the front of the panel now, and we can get the lights on for the aircraft, like so, which are all set and done. Overhead, we've got all of our panel light, and we'll get the first officers done also as well. Go into the FMC, can get our routing in, as we'll just wait for the position to come. So we're going from Uniform Lima Lima India. That will come in on the left GPS. We'll shove that in. Go to our route. So we're going to be coming in for Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo. On our departure, if we get the charts, we're going to be leaving out of runway 28 right, and we're coming out on the Uteta 1 Alpha, which is set. Over then on our route, we've got a direct to Atlam, which is set. We're going to then go down and take the Tango 561 down to Leaden. From Leaden, we've got direct to Ropeham. Okay, so for our arrival, we're going to be coming in for the Ropeham 3 Romeo arrival, the RNAV arrival, as we're coming for the ILS. So we've got our Ropeham, which will come in at max 250 on the 290, and then we'll make that left turn, which will then backtrack us around for 28 right, max 220, 220 for Oriel and Vissi. So we're going to get that in now. So the Ropeham 3 Romeo, ILS 04, turn the glide slope on, we can activate that all up now. We are going for a flight level of 250, which is set. On our ISO we can also get that up too. So if we have a look on the charts, the ISO for today is going to be 258028, and the ice is going to be minus 48. Okay, which is set. Trans altitude is 3,500 feet. Go for full takeoff, and we'll go for climb 2. On takeoff, we're going to do flaps 5, 141, 143, and a 152. There's our 152, V2 plus 15 should give us around a 167. So flight directors are now armed. We'll go in and get the centre of gravity as well. 27.7. Which was 4.75 on the trim. It's pretty much bang on. Go and get our centre console open, as I don't think there's any VORs or anything that we need in on our way out. so there's no VORs of such. Just going to basically make that left turn to Uteta for 8,000 feet. Coming out of runway heading, it's going to be a 275. Okay, which is sat. 275. We're going for 8,000 for our initial, which is set, and we'll go get the ATIS whilst we wait here. So Uniform Lima India. We'll send that off and we'll wait for that to come back. As we can see, so it's going to be a, I don't know if that's their representation of snow, but it's coming down pretty light. We could have used the normal X-plane without Vulcan today. So we get the APU started, as it is really cold. Window heats can come on, which they already are. Got everything else above board. We're going for 250 and landing altitude down in Helsinki. So for right is 153, so we got down for 150. EGT is increasing. Wait for that to come over. We'll go to batten ground power. Your damper can come on now and get our electrics. Let's get ready to switch over the buses into the APU gen. So as soon as power becomes available, we'll switch over. Okay, so switch number 1 and 2 over, go to APU gen. What we can now do is we'll get all of our pumps in. Probes can go on after we start the engines, and anti-ice we can get on once the engines are started. So we'll go ahead and call the tug. Okay, so tug's now driving up. We can tell all the support and everyone to go. So doors and stairs can now be retracted, everything can be turned off, and we've got everything all set in order. So electrics and everything are all good. We're going to put the probes on after, so we can turn the APU bleed on and turn off the engine bleeds as the tug now comes to lift us up. Okay, so we'll get the ATIS quick, so we can see that there's a lot here. Got broken. It's minus 12 to minus 14 on the dew point, and our temperature 1025.
Okay, all doors and hatch are closed. Ready to connect.
Which is set. Okay. So you can see that the weather isn't very good on our systems. So we can take these out. So we'll just switch them onto something that isn't there, so we can get that all done. Transponder can go to TA. There isn't no VORs or anything for us to track as we go outbound, so we can turn them off for now. Okay, I'll switch packs off now.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, anti-collision, steady on the position light, and release parking brake. We turn on the centre punks as well, and we release the brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Okay, we'll start engine, so we'll go for engine number 2. Start valves open. N2 is now increasing. Wait for 25% and then we'll introduce fuel. Okay, so engine number 2 starts cutoff has come back, which is checked, so we'll go for engine number 1. Again, start valves open, N2 is increasing, there's our oil pressure which will come in any moment now, then 25%, N2 will introduce fuel and EGT will increase. Okay, so engine start cutoff has come back, so we'll turn on the packs now. We can get the bleeds back on, we can switch over to
Acceleration complete. Set parking brake.
APU bleed can come off, go onto the APU gens, we'll put on the probes, and we'll turn off the APU as well. Set the parking brake, ready for our departure.
Disconnecting valve. Please stand by.
Okay, so we'll stand by. Go and get the charts as we have a look. So we're going to basically taxi out, we'll come down the main taxiway main Bravo, and then we'll turn on and enter for a 28 right. Okay, so what we can do now is we'll get the controls and we'll go outside and we'll do our systems check. There we go, full left, back to neutral, full right, back to neutral, full forwards.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Turn signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, so tugs are now going to disappear. We can drop our flaps 5, we're going to set the auto brake to RTO. Our lower display unit is to be blank, which it is. Coming out. No restrictions, 205 until flaps up speed, which would be the Lima 1719, and then we can go up to 250. So, now going to taxi on out, down to Bravo, we'll get the aircraft fully ready for us to leave. So, we can release the brakes, now we'll power it up to runway 28 right. So I should imagine with the squiggles on the floor, that means it's either wet or snowy, so we'll take that into the landing calculations when we do come in. So I can feel it is rather slippy, so I'm not going to go too mad as it is very, very slippery. So I should imagine that's ice. So you can see the plane slipping all over the place right now. As we get ready now to go on to Bravo, which will be the main taxiway. Okay, so next left turn. As we start to slow the aircraft down. Okay, isolation valve can go to auto as well. As we go into that right turn now. As it is very slippery. So we won't go too fast, but we won't go too slow. So it's -12 now. So above, I'm going to put on the wing anti-ice and the engine anti-ice. Probe heats are on. What we can also do is we can start the flight leg.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
As we taxi on down now to 28 right.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Follow all the way down Bravo. for our departure. So whilst we are here now, we can arm the auto throttle and the LNAV. V2 should be around for about 167. And because it's icy, we will go for max auto brake when we come down into Helsinki 404 right. Okay, push our cabin to get ready. So we're coming up to the end of Bravo now, where we can get ready to taxi on to the runway. LNAV's engaged, auto throttle set, flaps down, flaps 5, auto brakes RTO, and speed brakes are retracted and stowed. Okay, we can see the hold line. Okay, so cabin crew prepare for departure. So it is very, very icy today. So as we turn back, get ready to enter 28 right. As you can see, we are now ready to enter the hold, so we'll go overhead now, put strobes to steady, will and will well, runway turn-offs and the landing lights can go on. Okay, so we'll go get a nice spot on the runway now.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Ready for our takeoff, and for our takeoff we can go for takeoff 1, so and I'll make that turn around. Okay, I'm going to go in the FMC and tell the aircraft that we are on a icy runway as well. So we'll line her up here, which is that we can go to, we'll say it's wet. So we're ready for our takeoff now. So can reduce the brakes, power up to 40%. Let the engine stabilise, level her up, EGT stabilise, and toga. Airspeed live.
80 knots.
Check, throttle hold.
D1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. Check. So we'll stay to hold our V speed. Auto brake can go off and gear can be turned off now. And we can go ahead and bug up.
1000.
Check. Go to flaps 1. And we can turn on the weather. Okay, passing through 1007, climb 2's in now. As we'll now lower our pitch, as we stay for our V2 speed, plus 15, should be the 167. Getting ready now to make that left turn as we depart out of the runway onto the 234. Okay, so we'll wait until we get right up near to a flaps 1 and then we'll clean off. Passing through 2008 as the aircraft slowly climbs up now, as we're approaching now to our flaps 1. Once we pass our first waypoint we can then bung up to 250. So we'll bug up to 250 now, which is set. QNHs can be set back over to standard. Start switches can be continuous, and we are all good to go. So we'll lower the pitch just a little more, as we're going to go for 250 on our speed. Ready to make that initial left turn, as we can see on our legs, to the 246. So there's our flaps on. Okay, just get some trimming. Okay, following the flight director now, flaps are up. Level the aircraft back around. And we can now engage VNAV as the flaps are fully retracted and up. As we get ready to stay for 250, ready to go onto that left turn onto the 245. So we'll bug the 245 in now. And we'll make that left turn. Max bank 230. And after takeoff checklist, we've got our gear which is up and off. Flaps are retracted, no lights. Auto brake is off. Now passing 5,600 feet. QNH is over to standard barometric pressure. And start switches are continuous. So as we pass through 6,000 feet now, on our way up, making that turn onto the 245. And we'll stay for 250 now. As you see, we've got 8 knot winds. There's 8,000 feet. So we'll trim the aircraft up a little. And we'll let the autopilot take control now. And LNAV and VNAV is engaged. It's currently in VNAV speed, now it's in VNAV out until we get over to Uteta, where then 8,000 above. So can go up to 250. Okay, which is set. And what we can do is we can tell it now to go straight up direct. So we now blast through the clouds. As we make our way up to 250. So we already did our after takeoff checklist. The air conditioning pressurization was set, start switch was continuous, landing gear was up and off, auto brake are off, flaps are up, no lights, and altimeters are set. So after takeoff checklist is complete now, as we just get ready to burst through the clouds and hopefully see some nice blue skies. Passing through 9,007, and there we are, just tipping through the clouds. So 10,000 feet now, engine start switches can go continuous, runway turn offs, taxis are off, and wheel can go off now. As the air is only 9, we can tell the cabin that they can relax for now. Okay, 10,000 feet. Level off now. Then we'll start our ascent up to 250. So that's it for the departure, guys. As we go up to Uteta now, passing through 10,000, top of descent, ready to come in for Helsinki for runway 04 right on the ILS approach. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Helps get to that 2k subscriber goal, and I'll see you guys when we get back to our top of descent to come in for Helsinki. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we are just ready for our top of descent as we come down inbound onto our next fix of the star. So we've got Ropem, which is 250 below, and then 281 at 11, which is for 187. So we're going to start our top of descent at any moment now, which is the vertical deviation come into play, and then we'll get ready to start to come down into Helsinki. So we can switch back onto the VNAV, and we can open up our speed brakes, as the aircraft's going to descend anyway. As soon as we get to the tip of that point, as we come around the bend. So speed brakes can go back in now, and just as we tip off, we'll now see the vertical deviation pop up, and then we'll go down into our descent. So 200 feet above deviation, aircraft will now start going into its descent. As we head down into Helsinki, leaving flight level 249, and as we head down now into the airport, there's our decel for 250 below. And that's where we're going to come in for Ropem. We've got 3,300 above for Oriel, and then on the last fix, as I'll show you here, so we've got Oriel and then we've got Visi. So there's Oriel, there's Visi 3,300 above. Then we've got Gonap, and that I can show you now. We go into the approach 04 right, and then there's Gonap for our initial approach fix. So we are all set to come in now. Gonap 3,300, which is set as we pass through flight level 220, as we get ready to come into lovely Helsinki. So we'll go in and get our landing performance as well. So let's go in and get that also. So we're going to the ATIS, we've got Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo, sorry. Send that off and wait for that to come back. And then we can get our brake setting down for the airport. Okay, so passing Addons now. ATIS should come back any second, and then we can program in ready to go. So there's our ATIS now. So 33005, 1028 for the QNH. So we'll go into our landing performance. Come in for 4 right. It's going to be wet. Wind is, as we just saw, 33005. Okay, which is in. Outside air temperature is -15. I suppose it'll have to stay on 15. The QNH is 1028, which is set. Going for flaps 30. AC off. Anti-ice is on. Brakes all. Speed brake is on and reverse at 5. Okay, and landing weight, we just check to make sure everything's all good there. Can open the speed brakes just quickly. So to make everything all good there, last thing I wanted to do was our landing weight. So coming in, V speeds, flaps 30, 151 plus 5 will be 155. 68.1 right now. And we're currently at Ropem. So we take 4 off of that, so it would be 67.3. Okay, so flaps 50, flaps 30, 150, which is set, plus 5 would be 155. Let speed brakes in now, as the aircraft is going to hit its decel point anyway to 250. On our descent checklist, engine start switches are continuous, seatbelt signs can go on. We can go and get the ILS now, so we wanted to see the brakes as well. So for our brakes, we are going to be on our chart 67.3. Okay, and for our brakes, and we've told it that it is wet as well. So on our brakes, I'm going to go for max brakes because I don't think we will slow down. Passing through 16,000 feet now, and set minimums. So auto brake is going to max. Going to our charts. Minimums is going to be 352. Which is set. Which is set. 1028, which is set. And 1028, which is set. So we're just about to hit our decel, so we're getting the speed brakes now, as we are going to get to slow down to 250. So there's our speed coming on the VNAV path now. Minus 21 outside, so we'll keep all of our engine anti-ice on, etc. as we come down into the runway. That's 250. As you can see, just before we hit the approach, we'll be coming in above 3,300 by the time we make that right hand turn. So let speed brakes in now, and as the throttles are in arm, we can now power up. Making our way down into lovely Helsinki. Everything is all set. We can go and get the ILS frequencies as well. So localizer is 111.5. Decimal 5. And for our VORs, 114.2. Okay, which is set. Runway heading is 038. Currently heading on to the 294. We'll set the 038 courses, which are for our runway of 04 right. Now we can open up the speed brakes as we slow down to 240 now, passing through at 10,000 feet, and turn our landing lights, runway turn-offs, and our wheel well, and we can retract the speed brake. The speed brake is in its armed position as we get ready now to track outbound onto the 218. Now passing 9,007. Obviously lovely Helsinki in front of us. I was about to make that left turn, so what we can do is we'll track the ILSs in now. As we see, we've got the ILS, the Hotel Golf, localizer, and 038, which is set. We're going to head now onto a left turn onto the 218, which is also set. 240. Next decel is going to be for 220 below. Okay, so we're going to make that left turn now. Pass through 8,000. Okay, and speed brake. As we go into that left turn onto the 218 now. Got the ILS already set in and checked. See our next decel marker, which is 220 below. Passing through 8,000 feet now. so I'm going to be back in. See now I'm making that left turn as we come back round, now ready for Gonap. So also brake is max coming through 7,005 and let's see, trans is 5,000 feet. So keep speed brakes open for now. And cabin crew prepare for landing. So we're currently tracking outbound. We'll leave the speed brakes open just so we can just lose a little bit more speed because we're going to speed up just a little anyway. So we'll leave it open just for a few more seconds than needed, so that by the time that 10 knots builds up we should already get down nearby our next decel. So let's speed brakes in now. Passing through 6,000, it needs to be 3,300 feet above for the glide slope as we get ready to make that amazing right hand turn. Okay, so there's our next decel. As we can, open speed brakes up again and keep them in now as we're going to decel the aircraft all the way to our flaps up speed, ready for us to then intercept for the ILS. So slowly descending now through 5,500 feet. So we'll set the QNHs over to 1028, which are set. (5,007), just slowly passing now. As we now lock in speed brakes, and we hold off now until we come down for 3,300 and we'll go down for our flaps 5. Okay. (5,400 feet). Just ready to intercept Gonap on that right turn. Engine and anti-ice is on. Speed brakes are armed. Okay, and now we're going to go into that right hand turn. And we're going to put the VS on. We're going to go out of control here. I'll take around to 1,600 feet. And we'll open up a speed brake as we come round. There's 4,006. So we can come in a little less than that. That will come down for around 1,300 feet per minute as we slowly slow down the aircraft. As the VNAV had other ideas for us, so if we didn't do that quick enough, then we would have been in trouble. Passengers would have got the fright of their life. So coming around the bend now. Got speed brakes open, we're well within range before we intercept over. So passing around now onto the 038, sorry. Okay, which is set. There's the altitude acquired. We can let the speed brakes come back in now. As we come around the bend, we go into our flaps 5. Okay, so aircraft now leveling off for 2003. We now can hit the approach as the localizer is going to intercept at any moment now. Coming round onto that right hand turn for the 038. You can see that we've got the glide slope which has now activated and the localizer has now come to life. So we're on the single channel as we come round for 04 right. As we track inbound now onto the 038. And the glide slope is alive as we come down. So speed brakes are armed. Always do that just to make sure that they are not in the outward position. So 11.3 DME out from the airport, and the airport is in sight. Glide slope's coming down now. and as we get ready to a single channel. So we are on the Cat 1 ILS. There's the pink magenta diamonds for the glide slope. So we'll go flaps 15, gear down. Okay, and on our descent we are going to be looking for around 800 feet per minute. Okay, go to flaps 30. We'll go down to our 155. So, landing gear is down, 3 green. We've got auto brake set to max. We've got flaps 30 for a 150 plus 5 for a 155. The localizer and glide slope are established, and we are now fully established for landing. Engine starts are continuous. We've got our minimums, which is set 352 for 200 feet, and anti-ice is on. So, do some manual flying now, as we haven't done it for a little while, as I've been doing the 727 since we got it. So, we can disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle, and now I have control of the aircraft. So following the glide slope down now. We're down for around 800 feet per minute. So as soon as we get to that 800 feet per minute point, we should be alright. There's 750. There's 800. And the glide slope should come back. So once it comes back, we'll go back to around 800 feet. To the left slightly. Okay, there's a glide slope coming back. Realign ourselves on the localizer or the center line. So we're fully set and configured to come in for landing. Coming down nice on the glide slope. We're fully set. 2 red, 2 white.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Okay, so we'll lower the nose just a little more. Trimming. There's a 2 red back again. Now we're back on the glide slope. Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes are on. And reverses are active. Okay. Increase forward pressure on the yoke. Up for our braking.
80 knots.
Okay, reverses can go back in. Manual braking. And we're all set to come off of the runway. So, the speed brakes can go back in. And flaps can be retracted. As we now taxi off of the runway. And are down in Helsinki safe and sound. So we hit the hold line now as we run across, and we'll just hold here as we turn everything off. not going to put the APU on yet as we've just landed, so we need to wait either 120 seconds near the gate or 3 minutes after our landing. So we can now turn our landing lights and runway turn-offs off. Taxis can go on, wheel well can go off. Tell the cabin that we're all good to go. We'll turn off the fasten seatbelts, but we'll tell them to leave it on for now. And the auto brake can go off. So there we are, guys, down in Helsinki. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, helps get to our 2K subscriber goal. And now I will leave you with the cinematics for the ILS or runway 04 right. So I'll see you guys soon. So take care for now. Bye bye.
Bye.